Okay, you guys, what is up? The King of Lightning is here today to do One Piece episode of Luffy, Han Island no Boken, which I believe translates to Han Island Adventure. Now, I'm not too sure because my Japanese is like fodder level. Like I barely know shit. So, but I believe it is the Han Island Adventure English translation. But whatever, not a big deal. Once again, One Piece episode of Luffy, Han Island no Boken. Now, look down in the description below for the link to the episode where you can watch it in full. I believe it is about an hour and 45 minutes, somewhere along there. But you know, just check it out for yourself if you haven't seen it yet. It's well, yeah, I'll give you my rating at the end of the video. Like no shit. So the thing here, right, is that, and before I get started, right, we had, I believe it was a month and a half ago, we had a episode special of Nami when they revamped the entire All Along Park arc, and now we have an episode of Luffy where it was mostly an original story, and then there was flashbacks here of him meeting Shanks, him meeting Coby, you know, and yada yada yada. So I believe that there are going to be episode specials of each of the characters in the Straw Hat crew, meaning One Piece episode special of Brook, Zoro, Sanji, Chopper, Frank. I mean, despite the fact that Chopper had his own goddamn movie, there may in fact be another remake of the Drum Island arc. So, I mean, hell, I'll still watch it. Fuck it. Why not? Why not? Fuck it. But if in fact there is an episode special of, like, let's say Robin or, you know, like someone, hopefully, and I'm praying to God that they revamp the Skypiea arc. Oh man, seeing a revamped NL, that's just tactic, man. Yo, man, I got the lotion right here. Let's go. I love that motherfucker. But that being said, right, when it comes to this review, no summary because I don't want to take too long. If I do a summary, it'd be like 35 fucking minutes for the total video. So what I'm gonna do is that I'm gonna talk about a few things here, right? Animation, fights, animation, fights, characters, and the story in and of itself. So first of all, when it comes to the story, right? So the story was very, very simple. In a nutshell, it was basically Luffy going to this island called Han Island. Well, not going there, but more so they get propelled there. Like, this is the first time I've seen the Kudo burst, like, misfire. Like, because they were being attacked by these Marines. They beat the Marines. A giant cannonball falls like a big ass. Like, probably as big. No. A little bit smaller than Garp's super ultra, like, iron ball. But a big cannonball falls on top of them. But they do a Kudo burst and, like, they, you know, fly away and shit. They land on this, like, they literally land on this island called Han Island. And then we see Luffy, like, and the crew explore there. The island is being, like, betrayed by its own Commodore that's supposed to protect the island. And then they meet these guys called Rages, Diego, who are key characters when it comes to Luffy and Coby and the entire episode in general. Over the course of the episode, we see Luffy, who involved himself with Diego to give the statue to this guy called Rages, who is now a Marine in his Marine base. But then they do all this shit, and then at the same time, Coby comes in there. Coby, who also meets Diego, who then goes back to the Marine base, because the base Commodore, Bilik, he is being, I believe he's he was being investigated. Yeah, he was being investigated by Coby because there were some reports of I guess civilian abuse, if you want to put it that way. And then what's happening here is that, well, you know, like, it's usual, like, you know, like, they get into a fight, they invade the actual Marine base. Bilik, he fires cannons at the actual town. Zoro protects the town, and then what's happening is that, you know, all this shit occurs. Luffy beats the fucking Bilik, and then end of story. That's what happened. That's what happened, right? But I'll get into detail later on in the video. I will, okay? So that's like a brief story summary of the entire thing, okay? But the story, again, the plot's very simple. It's basically, we're in Han Island, we need to be Bilik, and that's it. And then that's pretty much it. I mean, granted, it does involve Diego and Rages, but no, not a huge deal. Not a huge deal. Now, so that's the story. That's the story in like a nutshell. But what I will say is that even though it was simple, it was pretty entertaining. It really was. It really was. And that leads you to the second part, which is the fights. All right, the fights. Actually, no. Fuck that. It's part 2, animation. The animation was on point. Listen, it was on point. Not as good as the episode of Nami, but still, it was on point. Usopp's Impact Wolf. I watched this shit like freaking 50 times. Like, I'm not lying to you, man. Usopp's Impact Wolf. Holy shit. When he fired that shit, it was like, yo, like, it was epic. Like, it was like, I'm speechless. Yo, man, it was nice. It was nice, man. It was all green, and it actually looked like a freaking, like it actually looked like it had impact. All right, like, hence Impact Wolf. Like, it was like giant ass, big ass, drill, or not drill, top coming towards Usopp and shit. Usopp, Impact Wolf, phew, and like it just goes right through this thing. I was like, God damn, like, whoa, that was nice. That was very nice. Also, when it came to when Zoro cutting those cannons, oh yeah, Roanoke Zoro. Like, I'm a Sanji fanboy, but I gotta respect Zoro when Zoro does Zoro. And when Zoro does Zoro, it's like, yeah, and Zoro did Zoro. Yo, those were some big ass cannonballs. Each one was like destroying like sections of this town. And Zoro, just big ass cannonballs. And Zoro just cuts these shit like they're fucking butter, just like fucking. And like, it was like, what? Like, that was nice. That was very nice. Also, the last scene where we see the final fight between, well, I'll get to that later, right? But the fight animated between Bilik and Luffy, it was nice. It was, again, very nice. Especially that last part with the elephant gathering, very nice. Like, it was it was good animation. Coby. Coby. Yo, this is awesome, man. Listen, man. This dude, holy shit, man. Coby was like awesome. Like, Coby was literally awesome. Literally awesome, man. I'm not lying. He was like when he punched that giant fucking like disc thing, and that shit like imploded and like blew up. I was like, yeah, like Coby, one punch, man. Soar. And then when that giant top came towards him, again, more awesome shit from Coby. Coby does that soar. He's like doing Shigen, and then cuts that shit in half, then warps right back down to Helmepo. Oh man, the animation was on point. It was on point. Alright, that's number 2. Number 3, the fights. Now, Grant, like, there's no real fight. Like, the only fight that they have is, like, the Marines versus the Straw Hats, Zoro versus Cannonballs, and Luffy versus Bilik. And that's pretty much the fight in a nutshell. Zoro versus the Cannonballs, again, it was awesome. It was nice. Zoro doing his thing, ding, it's Zoro, right? Basically, at the end of the day, it's Zoro. When it came to the Straw Hats versus the actual Marines, again, my thing here is that a lot of the highlight went to Sanji and Usopp. And Frankie, yeah, Frankie too, because Frankie, he did his rocket launcher, he had like a misfire. He had a fucking misfire. It was like, what? And like one of the rockets went all the way to fucking Josephine, the giant cannon, which Bilik had. And, oh man, it's like Frankie, he was staring, he's like, damn it. I'm like, how do you fail? Like, how do you fail like that? Oh man. Oh, dude, come on, man. I was like, come on, man. Like, Frankie. But still, whatever. Right? It was funny. But again, most of the highlight came from Sanji, it came from Usopp, and it came from Frankie. Brook, Chopper, Nami, Robin, very little. Very, very, very little. In fact, Sanji had an infiltration scene with Luffy when they first went to go save Regis. So he had shit beforehand, prior to their battle with the Marines. And then even then, Sanji did some shit there too. But it was like Brook did like nothing. Like Brook practically did nothing. Nami did some shit here with the clouds and then the thunder, the lightning. Robin did her giant ass legs and shit, stomped on dudes. And Chopper did his kung fu point. I mean, I'm not a fan. I'm not a fan of the fucking kung fu point. I don't like it. Like Chopper right now, in my opinion, I don't like. Out of all the Straw Hats, he's my least favorite by far. Like when I say by far, I mean like by far. Like I talk shit about Frankie sometimes, but Chopper, he's oh man. Yeah. In my opinion, the kung fu point's whack as shit, and it was like whatever. I mean, I can say it in every video revolving One Piece. In my opinion, Chopper's main form should be either his deer form or his fucking, human, like, on some Dr. Hackle, Dr. Jekyll shit, just like a big ass dude. Those two forms should be his main forms, not cute and fluffy. Cute and fluffy, I don't fucking dig it. I do not dig it. All right. So that's my thing with Chopper right there. So, but the fights, okay, yeah, and the last main fight between Bilik and Luffy. I mean, like, that was really good. And the thing here was that Bilik, he was doing all this shit without his own power. It was like he had weapons. He had Josephine, that big ass cannon, like that big ass huge fucking cannon. Huge. It was like in firing these huge cannonballs that were probably around the size. No, not around the size, but they were. Yeah, like they were probably a little bit smaller than Garp's big ass iron ball that he threw. But still, like it was, it was like whoa. Like he had that big ass Josephine. But then came Elizabeth. I was like, what the? And he was speed blitzing Luffy. Well, not speed blitzing, but he was faster than Luffy. And Luffy couldn't dodge most of his cannon shells. Those ones that that explode on contact via kinetic energy. Yeah, it was like yo. And he was just chilling. Like at the same time, the fight was pretty damn funny. Like, cause Bilik's whole I'll get to later. But the whole entire thing was him, like, at one point when he was doing that snake thing, and then Luffy got, like, when he made that giant-ass, like, wiring, and then Luffy jumped on the wiring, and then he started to fall and shit, and, like, you see him in that snake and shit, and the snake is going, like, fall, and Luffy's like, I'm not gonna fall. So, like, like, it was funny, too, at the same time, but it was just awesome. The elephant Gatling. I was like, oh, goddamn. Like, he just fucked your day up. Like, it was like a one-handed elephant Gatling. And he was just wrecking. He was stomping. And then he came up with the left-handed uppercut, elephant style. Like, yeah. And then it was like an explosion. And it was like fireworks. I was like, what? Like, it was nice. It was nice. Very well done. A very well done fight. Bilik, I thought that you were a bitch, but no, you're still kind of a bitch. But the fact that you could compete with Luffy, despite you having no physical prowess, and Elizabeth, 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 even though she's a weapon, she can get the D. On some joke. Oh, fuck it. Fuck it, man. I mean, I have no idea how you do that, but fuck it. Why not? Yo, she was epic, man. Yeah, it was nice. See, there was one scene that I thought was kind of strange when Luffy did when Luffy went to Gear Second, and then did the Armored Hockey, and then he did the Storm. Well, no, the Gatling. I was expecting like a Red Hawk Storm, like a Red Hawk like barrage, like contact explosions, but he missed. So I mean, I don't know. Can he do that? Probably, but we'll have to see later on in the actual manga. Now, when it comes to the characters, right? Aside from the Straw Hats, because the Straw Hats, I mean, again, when it comes to the Straw Hats, the characters of focus are Luffy, Zoro, Sanji, Usopp, and Frankie, and that's it. Brook, Nami, Chopper, Robin, fuck, they did no shit. They did nothing, pretty much, alright? But when it comes to the characters, aside from the Straw Hats, meaning Regis, Diego, Bielik, and Coby, those four, right? Number one, alright? Regis. He was okay. Like, he wasn't great. Like, by no means was he great. In fact, he was probably subpar. Yeah, he's subpar. And the reason why is very simple. Because Regis, as a character, didn't really get that much highlight when it came to himself. Like, he got highlight through his father, Diego. And yes, he did a few things here and there. Why? But, like, he stopped Josephine, which is true. And he also, he kind of, he went, like, after he was saved, well, first of all, he was being tortured by this, like, weird, like, circular, steel cage type thing, where, like, the steel cage would go underwater for a period of time, and he'd be, like, drowning for like a period of time, then it would come back up, so it was, like, a torture method. And, like, you could tell that he was an honorable guy, but most of his character development came through Diego, his own father. Like, that's the way it was. That's the way it was. So he was subpar. But his father, Diego, he was a pretty good character. Like, he was pretty, yeah, he was good. He was good. The whole entire thing with the waxing and how the wax was actually used to not only build sculptures of famous pirates, like Rayleigh, Ace, he had Ace, Shanks, and his crew, Whitebeard, he had Zeph. He had Zeph. I was like, Zeph? Like, what the fuck? Like, Zeph. He had Zeph. So, according to this special, Zeph may have gone to the New World. He may have been in the fucking New World and shit. The New World. Fuck the Grand Line. The New World. So, but again, it's not canon material, so we're not too sure. Whatever. But also, he built that wax sculpture of Kizaru. And at first, when I saw Kizaru, I was like, run. Everybody run. Otherwise, you'll be punted at the speed of light. But no, it was a wax sculpture. It was a wax sculpture, and then we see Coby like right next to Kizaru, and he's fooling everybody, believing that it's the real Kizaru. And that was like, so that was, again, like, his character scheme, it was fairly well done, and I like it, I really did. His love for his son, the miniature sculpture of Whitebeard, again, character development for Regis, but through his father, Diego. So, he was a good character, he was a good character, right? That's number 2. Number 3, Bielik, the main villain, Bielik. The guy was a dick, and I like it. He was a dick. He had a nice and unique character scheme. This guy, his whole entire getup was like an Arnold Palmer. He was like half and half, like straight the fuck up, man. He was like half yellow, half brown. He was Arnold Palmer. He was an Arnold Palmer. It was like, yo, like, who are you? Like, it was weird. And then, so he had some weird shit going on, where he was like a ventriloquist, and he was speaking through his snake on his hands. But then he would talk to himself via snake, like on some like legit true shit. Like when Coby listened in using the when Coby listened in using the observation hockey through the wall, this guy was talking to himself via his own snake, via ventriloquism. So it was kind of like this guy may be suffering from dissociative identity. Fuck me. Dissociative identity disorder. And at the same time, be like a ventriloquist. And it was very unique, to say the least. However, we don't know why he was so influenced by Kizaru. We have no idea. That was something that they did not touch upon whatsoever. They did not touch upon this whatsoever. All we knew was that this guy, he liked Kizaru, and that's all we knew. That's all we knew. And I was hoping for a lot more with that, but they didn't do shit. He was like, okay, I like Kizaru. I have this big ass painting of Kizaru behind me. But nothing. So, but still, you know, I will give him credit for once again competing with Monkey D. Luffy, a guy who can outrun explosions, and actually, you know, compete with him via Elizabeth. All right, so you know that was good shit. So he was good too. So he was good too, despite the fact that we did not get information about his backstory, about why he was so motivated by Kizaru. Number 3. Number 4, Coby. Awesome. I mean, listen. Oh, yo, man. Coby. I mean, yo, man. Rocking the scarf. Doing mad Rokishi shit. He was doing sword. When he punched that giant ass disc, it was like, yo, like your jaw dropped. And on top of that, when he destroyed that giant top that was coming towards him, that Luffy knocked down, and then he did like mad cheating, then cut that shit in half, then warp right down next to Helimepo. Oh man, oh sweet Jesus, like that's all you could say. Sweet Jesus, like it was very nice. It was very nice, very well done. I liked it. I enjoyed that shit with Coby. Oh yeah, no, yes, I did. Now, the thing about Coby that I liked a lot was also that he, unlike most Marines that we see, he actually took the initiative to talk to the people. Particularly Diego, but still, he actually went into town, looked around town, made sure everything was okay. He analyzed the situation at hand. Talked to Diego. Have the whole entire 411 about the situation at hand. Also, the thing with the flashback about him and Luffy, about how he met Luffy. So overall, it was good. I liked it. I really did. What I will say is that seeing Coby where he is now, since episode 1, with Alvida, him being a bitch, and then seeing him back in, seeing him again when he was in Water 7, how he got taller, how he got a few skills here and there with Sword, and then seeing him now. It's really nice. It really is nice. It's nice. So, but I'll call it a video. Like, I'm done. Overall, my rating here is going to be overall. Part 1 with the story. The story, again, very simple, very generic. So that was okay. Part 2 with the animation. It was great. It was great animation. Part 3, the fights. Okay, it was okay, because even though Luffy went in with Belek, and that was a good fight, the thing here is that was the only fight in a nutshell. And at some point it did become the Straw Hats versus the Marines, but Brook, Nami, Robin, Chopper, and Frankie did something here and there, but that was pretty comedic, but overall not a big deal. Usopp's Impact Wolf was the shit. I was the rat. And Sanji did his thing multiple times via first invasion, then second invasion. So I'll give that okay as well. And when it comes to the characters, subpar, good, awesome. great. So overall total is gonna be great. This was a great, this was a great One Piece episode special. It was great. It was great. It was great. Actually, no, scratch that. It was good. It was good plus. All right, it was a good plus. Good plus. All right. So I'm done. King Lightning. Be sure to, of course, rate, comment, subscribe as always. And now I'm signing out. And right now, I want to take this and I'm gonna whack. I'm gonna whack right now. Yo, I'm gonna whack right now to fucking Elizabeth. Let's go. Let's go, man. I'm gonna watch this shit again. Let's go. Peace. Have a nice day.